Hey everyone, thank you for coming back to BroadwayReviewed.com. Today we have another interview with an amazing Broadway celebrity. You know him from a million different shows, and it's helping to announce the brand new release of Shrek the Musical on DVD and Blu-ray. Today we are very excited to announce John Tartaglia, who played Pinocchio in the show. Hey John, thank you very much for being here with us.
My pleasure. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
No problem. So I kind of want to start off with a sort of fun question that leads into Shrek. And the first question is, you started one of the biggest roles that I'm sure all of my readers loved you in was having puppets on your hand. And then you went to being a puppet with no strings, and now you're touring around with puppets underwater. And oddly enough, a lot of these characters begin with P, from Princeton to Pinocchio. What's going on here? How did this all start, and how have puppets really advanced your career?
Yeah, I never thought of the P wing before. That's very exciting. You're right. I never thought about that. I don't know. I mean, I kind of joked that when I got Pinocchio, the kind of funny story is that I was filming my TV show at the time, and I auditioned actually for the show. So Jason Moore, the director, who I'd been having tea with, and he called me and said, "Can you come to this audition tomorrow during the lunch break from your show?" And so I was literally in the middle of taping and stopped taping. I took a cab up to the audition space, ran in the room, did the audition, thought it pretty well, didn't even think about it, came back and got a phone call not too long after that I got the role. And I was just so focused at the time of, I was so worried about missing, the audition, getting back in time for my TV show. And one of the performers on the television show looked at me, she said, "Oh my God, Johnny, you're Pinocchio." And I said, "I know, I can't wait, I'm so excited." She said, No, it's so ironic. And I was like, yeah, it is. She goes, "Johnny, you're playing a puppet." And it just hadn't occurred to me until that moment that, oh my God, after all these years of being a puppeteer and performing puppets on my hand, I'm suddenly embodying a puppet, and how funny that is. So whenever, things got really physically difficult for Pinocchio, performing Pinocchio, or I got tired during rehearsal, I'm like, okay, this is like some sort of weird cathartic payback for puppets over the years or something, that suddenly I'm the one being used as a puppet. But it was so much fun. It was so much fun.
That's awesome. So it's just kind of like surreal finally getting to be one of the things you've been bringing to life for years. So.
Yeah, and it was weird to kind of have to think in that way, because, I used to have to think of how to move like a puppet as a human, and I by my trade, I don't really perform marionettes, which is what Pinocchio is. When you see him in every other art form, he's always a marionette puppet. And so I really had to think about, like, how would that really read as a human, because I didn't want to just look like I was doing kind of a bad mime thing the whole time. I wanted you to really believe that he was a puppet to some degree. And luckily, I had a gorgeous costume and great makeup that really helped. So it was definitely a fun challenge in how a puppet would move. But now I guess I probably know too much about puppets on both sides of the coin.
Yeah. So yesterday we got to talk to Chris Sieber, and he taught us that it was Sieber like Bieber, but with an S. And he told us about his legs breaking, which was his favorite blooper in the show. You guys have an insanely talented, creative, and wonderful cast. What other blooper happened with you behind stage, on stage, off the set during rehearsals? What was your favorite blooper or just awkward moment from the show?
I think probably my favorite would be my nose was on a motor that made it work, and there was a big coiled spring inside of the nose that kind of controlled when it would extend or pull back, and there was a cable attached to the nose through the spring that would help control that to the motor. So, and the nose worked like 99% of the time, but there was a period of a couple of shows for whatever reason something was off, and I remember my nose literally just fell off, this big long nose, and it was hanging by the spring. So it looked ridiculous. It was swinging back and forth, and I remember the laughter watching everyone on stage with me. It was during the big fairy tale creature scene before Shrek leaves the swamp, and watching how everyone reacted to it was amazing. And then the audience started kind of laughing because they obviously figured out this wasn't supposed to happen, and my nose was just swinging there. And then the memory I have kind of since into my brain is Brian Darcy James, who played Shrek, who was really hard to break on stage. I mean, he's such a professional. He's such an incredible actor. But him just completely
should also sort of fit in with the character. Guess I lied, you know, or something. It's kind of it's kind of a fun one.
Yeah, it makes sense for Pinocchio that his
Yeah.
nose would fall off. He had troubles.
Yeah. So what is your favorite moment in the show? Like, what's your, oh my god, this is gonna be like an incredible show, and that you just really think the audience is gonna enjoy? What's your favorite absolute moment?
Selfishly, I think what I loved the most was the finale.
Yeah.
I loved singing the finale, and it's the only time in the show where we're all on stage together, holding a hostage. So, for someone like Sutton, I mean, Sutton and I were in the show, our dress teams were in the store, but we never really saw each other on stage until the last time for the show. So, but also I loved the message of the song, what it was saying, kind of celebrating, the differences that we all share and being united in that. And the music, I think that song is beautiful. So I think for me, I loved that moment being in the show. Now when I watch the show, what I really kind of love is the story of young Shrek at the beginning. Kind of, your heart just breaks for him just singing, these awful things to him and setting up that he's going to have this horrible life. And of course he doesn't, but I just love that opening sequence. So I guess, from an offstage perspective, it would have been the finale, but like from a viewer of the DVD, it's the opening number.
So, that's actually kind of interesting that you bring up the themes about empowerment and how people can come through. Because today is National Coming Out Day, and it's also National Anti-Bullying Month. And in the show, there's a cross-dressing werewolf, a fairly flamboyant Farquaad, and a song called Freak Flag. Like, what other empowerment and what should parents be able to help their kids feel empowered and strong and confident about? What other themes in this show can really parents expect to empower their kids and make them feel stronger about themselves with?
Well, it's funny you say that, because I think that's another thing that, when you're in a show and you have, as an actor, you have your own perspectives of what the show is because you're on stage and that's what you see, that's what you know. So, I always appreciated that, for instance, like you said, Freak Flag, that, obviously that you couldn't be more clear that that's celebrating who you are and owning the things that might make you different but making you strong. But now that I watch the show again, from an outside perspective, it strikes me how much each of the characters have that. I mean, I think Fiona, has to learn to celebrate the fact that, yes, maybe she's not skinny and perfect, and maybe her true look is an ogre, but she's beautiful that way. And that Shrek falls in love with her, but that part of her not the princess part of her, which I think, in an age of little girls being taught that princesses are perfect, that they should aspire to that. I think it's really healthy for a girl, parents watch with their daughter, Fiona's journey, and her learning to accept that she's beautiful the way she is, and that she's normal. I think that's such an important thing. So she has her kind of acceptance, and then I think the donkey, we talked about the bullying part before. I think that's a great thing to bring up because, Shrek actually acts as Donkey's only friend and sort of protects him, and they both kind of stand up for each other at different times. And the kind of power of what friendship is and how sometimes you have to be braver than you are for your friend. I think that's really a beautiful lesson too. So, each of these characters had, of course, the number one character that would come through is Shrek, and I think he learns to accept himself and his journey and he loves loving himself so he can be loved. So I think, it's a very empowering show, I think, for a kid to see because there's no one perfect in it. There's nothing that's every single character is bizarre.
Yeah.
And it's celebrated. They're celebrated for that as opposed to being made fun of. And it's not a big deal. It's like you said, there's a crossover dressing wolf, and no one really has a problem with that. It's just that's who he is, and everyone kind of says, great, that's your thing, good for you.
Yeah.
So I love that. I mean, again, that's why I loved This Is Our Story, because it's basically saying exactly that for all those characters, that this is who we are, and we all work together because we accept that.
That's awesome. Yeah, watching the show, it was just an incredible experience, and I'm so excited for this DVD and Blu-ray to come out, just because I think it's going to be a great experience for everyone. So...
It's rare.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of shows on DVD, and certainly, there's shows that are filmed, filmed maybe with 2 cameras, but the fact that this show is shot
Shrek, and I asked this to Chris yesterday. The movie version of Shrek, it makes fun and parodies a lot of other movies and TV shows. And then in the musical version, you guys definitely poke fun at a few different Broadway shows. What was it like having to try and get these across to an audience that may not have seen more than 10 or 15 or 20 shows, and to try and help them realize what you guys are wow, that's like a tongue twister. Trying to make a parody of or a spoof of.
Well, it's funny you say that because I think that I'm glad that you picked up on that because I think a lot of people don't realize till the second or third viewing of the show how many shows we kind of tried to skewer. And I think what we realized early on, there was probably a little bit earlier in the workshops and things like that, we were maybe a little bit more directed and parodies. We were maybe a little bit more smart about that. And I think we realized, like you said, a lot of people aren't as aware, feature-wise, of what we're trying to make fun of. So it became about kind of what are the iconic moments that we know people are going to get, like Lion King moment in the travel song, the kind of chorus line moment in the Story of My Life. There were some moments in the wicked yell at the end of that slot. So there's a couple moments we knew would kind of work, and then made it kind of be a little more reserved with the others. But I think the hope was that if you got them, then they were hilarious. If you didn't get them, then you feel so out of nowhere you were confused. So that was kind of the hope was that, if anything, it would make you more interested in knowing what that theater piece was. And, we all need to see more theater. So it was fun to kind of, get the new material, the rehearsals, and laugh because we knew that where these characters were coming from.
Yeah. So I unfortunately never did get to see Imagine Ocean. Are you still doing that, or what is in the future for you? What shows are you hopefully doing or prepping for, or is there anything in the works?
Well, yeah, Imagine Ocean's going to go back out on tour next fall. It's going to take a little break there, but it's going back out on tour next year. So that's exciting. We're actually developing it right now as a television series with the Jim Henson Company. So that's really exciting.
Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations.
I'm actually going down... Sorry?
Oh, I just said congratulations. That's exciting.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited. Speaking of movies and DVD, it's funny to now be carrying a piece of money into a television series. So, and then I actually go down in December to Arkansas to direct the world premiere of Because of Wind Dixie, based on the children's book with music by Duncan Sheik and their respective instrument. So I'm really, really excited about that. So, keep it busy.
Nice. So with Shrek, what is your favorite song? And as a final thing, what do you think everybody should look for in the show? What's that one little special moment they should just pay attention for?
Oh gosh. Well, let's see. His favorite song has changed so often with the show. It always changes. But I guess without being too obvious, I think Free Flag is my favorite just because of the message of it. Just looking at it as a song, I think my favorite moment is the cynical, but I think the song, just because of what it says, and it was such a blast to perform it every night. I mean, it was kind of, no matter how tired we all were, or, how many shows we'd done, it was always kind of the moment where we all always ramped ourselves up because it was such a fun thing to do. This is actually, this ridiculous side story, this is so silly, but the elf in the show, the elf and Pinocchio have this very bizarre relationship, and if you watch really carefully in the show, and you pick up the DVD, you watch it, there's all these little hooks that we give each other, and all these little, I think the elf and Pinocchio, we're in love with each other. We created this ridiculous side story that no one would ever know and ever pick up on, but, I like to think that, if you happen to pick up on that, you'll see little winks to each other, little smiles, so I don't know, maybe it's because there's a love of this life and fun and short.
Great. Well, thank you very much. I have a million questions about your music because I've heard you perform at a couple random cabaret shows, but it's not really Shrek related. So a few years ago, you actually performed with a bunch of other people in New York at an anti-bullying campaign when all of the news and everything started coming out. You had announced it on Seth Rudetsky's show on XM satellite radio. And where do you find this music from? You have some insane songs that are amazing and gorgeous and wonderful and funny.
Oh my gosh, I've been lucky to know wonderful composers that you know, are trying to get their material out there. I love it when I can sing a song that no one's sung before, or, you know, it's hard when you're, you know, I'm more of a character actor than anything else. There's very few really good songs for character actors, so when I hear something that no one's heard before from a friend of mine who's written it, I'm always kind of snatching it up so I can sing it because they're so unique. So, I just amazed last. I think I'm lucky that there are so many wonderful composers in the world that I can call from. But you know, it's I don't know. It's a blessing every day. Choose something great fun.
You're more than welcome to plug your friend if you'd like to. I have a bunch of people that act and are aspiring actors and actresses on my site that read it, so if you want to plug him, you're more than welcome to. It's up to you. You don't have to.
I think Christopher Diamond and Michael Kuhlman are like great writers. I love their work. Kellen Blair and Jimmy, you know, they're all just great. They're all phenomenal composers. And of course, Ben Patrick and Justin Paul, who you know really taken off with Christmas Story, are phenomenal. So it's you know it's really kind of exciting how the coming generation of young composers that I think are going to take over Broadway. So it's really pretty neat.
Great. Well, you know, thank you so much. I actually don't have any more questions. If you have anything else you want to share, we'd love to hear it. And if not, thank you so much for your time today. I'm a huge fan, and I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us.
Oh, thank you. My pleasure. And I hope people really enjoy the kind of unique sense of what this DVD is, and the fact that it's, you know, it's so rare nowadays where Broadway shows is filmed with I think as much care and as much quality as it was. You know, again, I think it would have been easy just to kind of slap a camera in the back of the theater, but the fact that we really shot like it was kind of really did shoot like a movie. So I think it'll be exciting for people who maybe aren't expecting it to just be, you know, back in the house, maybe with one or two close-ups kind of film. I think that they're going to be really pleasantly surprised by how the depth and how so they feel like you're on stage with us, which I think is really kind of fun.
Great. Well, thank you again. Everyone, I encourage you to buy Shrek the Musical on DVD when it comes out, I believe later next week, but I'm not sure 100%. And to go watch Imagination. Oh, November 15th or October? October 15th. So next week it's coming out. And to go see Imagination and to watch the brand new show. Is it also called Imagination, or what's your new TV show?
It will be called Imagination, yeah.
Perfect.
It should be hopefully on the air for the next couple of years, so keep your eyes out for it.
Well, thank you again for talking to BroadwayReviewed.com and BroadwayShowsForKids.com, and have a great day.
Thank you so much. Thanks for talking to me, too.
Thanks. Take care. Bye.